So this what annoys me is there's a lot of people that know a lot, but there's a lot of people that literally try to overthink things in the defense of their culture, etc. So for all the indigenous Black Americans, FBA, all of these people who say we didn't come on ships, we already know that. At least the ones that actually know real information. We already know that. For those who don't get scripture, it's quite clear. So as you see, we are all the children of Israel, all right? It clearly says Judah, which it separates for a reason, not only being the head tribe, but because those who are part of Judah have a different origin when it comes to where they started off. So the children of Judah, they were the ones that were put on ships and sent to where Israel was. Israel, meaning the other tribes who were already in the Americas. It's quite simple. So when you actually believe scripture, it is not hard to know where your lineage comes from. It is not hard to put two and two together. It is not hard to be scripturally sound when it comes to all of these things. So all of the Gadites in the Americas talking about, hey, we didn't come on ships. We already know you didn't come on ships. Judah came on ships. So if you are not Judah, do not speak for Judah. If you are Israel, just speak for Israel. So if your understanding only comes from knowing what happened on Turtle Island, then don't speak on that you don't know of. So the reason why they had to get Judites to come to the Americas with the colonizers is because you couldn't go get an African clucking and spear chucking to speak Paleo Hebrew to the people who spoke Paleo Hebrew in the Americas. That's why there's Paleo Hebrew hieroglyphs all over the United States. Guess who spoke Paleo Hebrew? Judites. Guess who spoke Paleo Hebrews? Guess who spoke Paleo Hebrew? The other tribes of Israel. That was our connection. A language. How did they steal all this land? By language. If you remember, they specifically said they had to get people from another land that spoke the language of Turtle Island. Wasn't no Africans. You know why? Because Judah was over there in Africa. That's when they took them into bondage. So all the people that say, hey, we're POWs, all this. Yeah, no duh. That's how that happened. So if you remember all the coding where they changed it to a color-coded law, meaning that since we were all of the same tribe, the 12 tribes, right? Because we were all kin, meaning that we all have similar features and all this other stuff, it was quite easy for them to start putting Gadites under the same slavery encoding that they put Judites under. So that's why I said it's not hard. You guys are making this rocket science, and it's not hard. Every single time everybody goes back and forth with this, we didn't do this and that. Africans are Hamites. We know that. Other than that, all of the FBA, Black Americans, we are all of the tribes. We all come from different tribes. We all have different stories, but we all are from the same people. We are the chosen people. It's not hard. Everybody always makes this rocket science. They're like, oh, we didn't come on ships. Judah came on ships. It's not hard. Judah came on ships. Judah is also the bloodline that was all the way spanning from Europe, spanning to all the way to different parts of Africa, West Africa, all that stuff. Those are Judites. So it's not hard. It's just you guys making it hard. It's everybody else making it hard because they don't understand historical documentation. They don't understand how all of this stuff plays in. It's not hard. It's all biblical. It specifically says that. So next time you hear somebody saying, oh, we didn't come on ships. No duh. Judah came on ships. We've established that. So if you were already here and your bloodline is already here, that means you're not Judah. That means that you are a Gadite or you one of the other tribes. It's not hard. It is not hard. It said the chosen people would go through bondage and slavery. So if you are a Gadite right? And you were never supposed to be a slave. It literally says that we were oppressed together and took them captive. So regardless of if you want to categorize yourself as a POW, which means that you were still in manual labor and enslaved, or if you wanted to say, hey, well, this I wasn't part of the people that actually were enslaved and brought over here, it doesn't matter. We are all the tribes. I just get annoyed when I keep hearing people keep separating this information, like all of the information is not apparent. All the information is not needed. You guys never thought about why there's pretty much two types of Black Americans? Like there's the more what they would call Negroid looking ones, and then you have some of the more fairer skinned ones. That's because Gadites are the more fairer skinned ones. Judites are the ones that came from overseas, and like I said, they have a different genetic makeup, not all the way, but because we were darker and over there, that's why you have the different skin complexions. We have all these different shades and all this stuff. But that's why all of this can be explained. That's why you can see Black people, actual Black Americans, which you guys call Black Americans, the indigenous of Black Americans, in armor, like medieval armor. That was Judah. Whenever you see the ones in feathers, that was Gad and whoever else. Simeon, there's like a bunch of other, there's literally 12 tribes, and you guys literally try to put all of the information on just 2 tribes, Gad or Judah. Judah came from the boats. Gad was already here. Quite simple. Now everybody else, you can figure all that out. My mom's tribe is from Gad, which they are the Native Americans, the real Native Americans, Muskogee Creek. They've been here for thousands and thousands of years, spoke Paleo-Hebrew. That's why in the boarding schools, they used to beat the children for them to stop speaking Paleo-Hebrew. That's why the children were confused. That's why all that happened. My dad's side, I have a coat of arms for my family history, for my dad's side of the family. They do everything by the male side, which is the descendants of King David, Solomon, etc. Those people, they were the ones that owned a lot of the kingdoms, the structures that were overseas. That's when you start hearing about Solomon dealing with all these African women. That is all because that was Judah. That is quite common sense. So after our kingdom got destroyed, after our kingdom, when we went into bondage, this is all in the Bible, the Maccabees, all this stuff, we owned empires with other people beneath us that weren't us. So anytime you an African tries to sit there and stake a claim to any of our greatness, you will see why they are still in huts and shambles, because they are not the same people. They had a actual royal lineage that comes from David, Solomon, and then later on Christ. That is who we descend from. That is who we all descend from. But like I said, this is all quite simple. If you actually did your history, and you actually did your history with the Bible, you would understand how all this makes sense, how all this adds up, why the timelines make sense, why they say, oh, they came on ships. Yeah, all of us didn't come on ships. But when they started playing with the ships, when they got the Judites here, they started mixing the Judites and the Gadites, and you started doing all this fake stuff, breaking treaties and stuff. That's when you start seeing those ships going to Africa, those ships going to South America, those ships, because at that point in time, that's when they started making it a business. They turned it into a color thing. It wasn't at that point just this tribe or that tribe. No, they started doing it to all the tribes. But definitely here, when it comes to the bondage, it specifically says that because as soon as they got the Judites here using Paleo-Hebrew, that's when they started enslaving all the Gadites as well. And then that's why right now, 400 years, and now punishment comes. Because at the end of the day, they did this to the Most High's chosen people. So it's not hard. It's not hard. It is very, very apparent. This is why you have the trade all the way from the Arabic slave trade. All of this stuff all comes from the 12 tribes. Each tribe went through their certain things, but it specifically says Judah and the children of Israel were oppressed together. That is where your slave trade, boats, and all that stuff comes into play. Final thoughts. So when it says Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last, like I said, a lot of people don't read scripture. They want to play with all these things and they don't understand real knowledge, right? So what it's talking about is at the end times, which is coming up soon, it says that we will get our land back. What does that mean? It means that all of the broken treaties and stuff like that, that is against scriptural law, that's against spiritual law. And so it specifically says that we'll get our land back. So all the Gadites that tie their lineage to the maternal side, this is why y'all do it like that, because you guys had a whole different spiritual belief system than we did as Gadites. I am a Gadite because of my father's line, and so I am a Judite because of my father's line, but my mother is a Gadite. That's why her people are from here, and I have the connection through her side, yes. But my dad is a Gadite. So regardless of all these things, this is why everything is seen different and people are saying different stories, but they all come together if you actually know scripture and you actually know whatever. And so if you actually watch the movie of Civil War, they have a map, and I might do a whole video on that, where the land is reclaimed. This is all scripture, and this is why it plays out like that, because yes, you will be having all of the Black Americans, Gadites, and Judites all on the same side, coming together and reclaiming what is rightfully the Most High's. And so now the wicked won't be in charge, and the meek will inherit the earth.